Tony loves Alice very much, and he wants to marry her. So Tony says to Alice, Alice, I love you with all my heart and all my soul. I may not have a Mercedes-Benz like Johnny Tan, but maybe we can use the MRT first, and then perhaps you got money, we can buy a car. I may not have a big mansion like Johnny Tan, but perhaps we can start off with a 3-room flat and maybe executive flat, and then we can move on, okay? I love you, Alice, with all my heart, all my soul. I may not have a very good job like Johnny Tan, but I try my best to make you happy. So Alice says to Tony, Tony, I too love you with all my heart and all my soul. But can you tell me more about Johnny Tan? When I start off like this, you know it's the only laugh you will get as I set you up to tackle a very serious subject, like Jesus' command in John's Gospel. If you love me, you'll keep my commandments. You could hear this saying of Jesus the wrong way. You could hear it like beginning Jesus pointing his finger at the disciples and telling them that if they really loved him, they will do what he tells them to do. Well, that sounds more like blackmail than friendship to me. Sounds something like a wife might tell her husband, or vice versa, or a friend to another friend, look, if you say you love me, then you'll do this for me. But Jesus is not saying, if you love me, you keep my commandments that way. He is saying that if you are inspired by my love for you, the way I treated you, then this is the way you will just naturally treat others. If you're inspired by my love for you, the way I treated you, then this is the way you will just naturally treat others the same. That's what Jesus means. And we do get the wrong notion of what love means from time to time, don't we? So what does Jesus mean and doesn't mean by love? Well, in ordinary usage, the word love is mainly to do with feelings, right? I mean, positive bonds or friendship or likings. I sometimes say things like, I love pizza. Nothing wrong in that. I love char kway teow. Yeah. I love Indian food. Yes. I love movies. And some people say, I'm madly in love with so-and-so. That's okay on that level. In the secular world out there, lovemaking, especially in the movies, usually means sexual intercourse. An action that may or may not have anything to do with love, as prescribed in the Gospels or as defined by Jesus. Along these lines, the Oxford Dictionary would define love as intense affection and warm feelings for another person, strong sexual desire for another person, a strong fondness or enthusiasm. Well, such a definition makes Jesus' command to love one another, especially to love one's enemies, almost incomprehensible. We can safely say that even Jesus was without intense affection or emotion or feelings for his judges, torturers, and executioners, what they did to him. Yet he loved them and forgave them. This kind of love is scandalous to the secular world out there. It's madness. As used in the Bible, love is first and foremost to do with action and responsibility. Not about having strong emotions or feelings towards one's enemies. It's not about your emotions or feelings or liking someone. To love is to do what you can to provide for the well-being of another person, whether you like that person or not. That's biblical love. As someone said, first act in love, your feelings and emotions will follow. Friends, that's how Mary understood the Son's message. Listen and contemplate on the Magnificat when you have your prayer time. And if you do, you will see that Mary is indeed her son's perfect disciple. Jesus' love, compassion, and mercy for the outcast reflects Mary's love and concern for the poor and those in need. After all, she's his mother. As far as possible, she will not let her children down. So try not to worry too much. I mean, you do worry, I know. Instead, love with action and responsibility, and seek the kingdom of heaven first, and then the rest of what you need will be given unto you, as Jesus says in Matthew's Gospel. For those who need God, this is good news. For those who do not need God and are self-centered, this is not very good news. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.